Welcome to India Inc.'s Dream Budget right here on NDTV Profit. Fuel supply risk and precarious financial health has posed a serious challenge to the power sector, and the slowdown of which is causing impediments to the overall growth of the economy as well. There's been a slow-moving reform process in the power sector, which is why investment and attracting investment in this sector also becomes a key challenge. In that light, all eyes will be on the Finance Minister for the Union Budget 2013-2014 and what he can do to spur growth in the power sector. Joining me in this discussion to put forward and highlight the expectations of the power sector, I've got with me Mr. Ravi Uppal, the MD and CEO at JSPL, as well as Mr. Kameswara Rao, Leader Energy Utilities and Mining Practice at PwC India. Gentlemen, thanks very much for taking out the time and joining me in this discussion. Mr. Uppal, I want to start off with you first. While we will talk about the power sector, but keeping in mind what has happened the entire last year and how the government has started off with this reform process, are the hopes lighting up that, there could be something more substantial done for the power sector as well?
Well, the power sector, I would go to the extent of saying this is the prime mover of the economy. But unfortunately, everything has not gone on well for the power sector. We did see some bright spots during the 11th plan when it came to the power sector. Some initiatives were taken. Private sector was invited to come and participate in the development of the power industry during the 11th plan. And a substantial amount of capacity came from the private sector, and it gave much needed impetus to the growth of the power sector. But once we got into the 12th plan, starting from last year, we find that the pace of activity within the power sector has come down. Power industry has had huge issues with the availability of fuel. And not only that, even some of the projects which were being executed by the private sector, we found that the finances were not coming. There was serious problem of logistics, and they were not even able to get the fuel supply which they were assured. Some movement has taken place when it comes to the FSA, but I would say that it is not to a satisfactory extent. Government is assured that they will get fuel to the extent of 80% of the 85% PLF, which basically means the unit will have to run on a short basis only to the extent of 68% of the rated capacity, and that doesn't make any business sense. So I think the power sector today looks very distraught. They feel very unsure about the availability of the fuel, which is a key component. And going forward, for the new units to come up, we have serious issues about availability of land, availability of water, and above everything else, the environment and the forest clearances are also taking inordinately long for any new projects to come up. So I am very worried that the kind of tempo we had built up during the 11th plan and went to the extent of adding 56,000 megawatt of capacity, that in the first year of the 12th plan, that kind of momentum is nowhere to be seen.